Hello out there. This is Shannon here at Function and Fitness in Leesburg, Virginia. Coming to you today to just show you 3 movements that you can do on a regular basis. I know that many are working from home these days, can't get to the gym, or you can't get to your favorite movement specialist. And so I don't want you to be left out. All right, so I'm going to give you some homework. All right, 3 things that you can do daily. All right, that don't require much equipment at all, just your body, a little bit of space. If you have a mat, you can use a mat. If you don't have a mat, you don't necessarily need a mat, and maybe a pillow. All right, so that's probably the only tool that you really need is a pillow or something to rest your head on. All right, so 3 things that I'm going to demonstrate today is going to be walk out to a plank position, tall plank position. We're going to do side lying open books, and also dying bug. All right, so these 3 movements can help to combat that sitting posture, all right, or whatever your sitting posture is. When we sit for long periods of time at computers or TVs or in cars or wherever the case may be, things get short, things get tight, and then pain comes shortly after. So I want to help you to avoid that pain effect. Okay, so follow me. We're going to start with a walk out to plank. All right, so there are 3 different ways that we can do this. I say if you have loose hamstrings or relatively loose hamstrings, you can start with your feet about hip width apart, maybe a little bit closer. If your hamstrings are not so loose, then you can space your feet out a little wider than hip width, or probably twice as wide as hip width. All right, and if you have super tight hamstrings, all right, which I'm sure a lot of people do, then we'll move into a squatted position and move from that space. All right, so first thing first, we're going to start with the feet about hip width apart. All right, and we're going to touch the ground and walk out until our hands are under our wrists. We're going to tuck the pelvis, pull the navel in towards the spine, all right, and walk it back out. All right, so we're going to do 10 of these. I'll walk through or demonstrate each of the positions, all right, as we go. All right, so this is legs straight, about hip width apart. All right, that's number 2. Here's number 3. Same thing here. All right, as you walk out, you're going to try and keep your legs straight as you come up. We're working these hamstrings. It's a stretch as well as a contraction once we get to standing. All right, now we're going to take our feet out a little bit wider for these next 3 reps. All right, a little bit wider. So again, if your hamstrings are a little tight and you can't stand straight up and roll to the ground, come out a little bit wider. Sometimes that makes it a little bit easier. All right, so feet out a little bit wider. Same thing, touch the ground. We're going to walk it out. Hands under the shoulders. Walk it back. Trying to keep the legs as straight as you can again. Come on up. This is number 2. In this position, total number 5. Walk it back again. All right, here comes number 6. Now, if you notice, my chin stays in a neutral position. I'm not flexing my head back. I'm also not tucking my chin, looking between my legs. All right, chin stays nice and neutral. All right, that's number 6. Now, again, if you have super tight hamstrings, then we can go from a squatted position. All right, so we're going to squat down, hands on the ground, and we're going to walk out until our legs fall straight. Okay, same thing here. Navel draws in, glutes are tight, pelvis is tucked under, so my hips are not in the air. My hips are also not sagging. All right, nice and neutral here. Chin is neutral, and I'm going to walk it back that way. All right, stand up, and we're going to repeat. Okay, down again. Walk it out. Gonna bring it back. Same way we went out. Right? That's number 8, I think. All right. We're gonna walk it back. Number 9. And then one more. Same way. Hold here. Walk it back. And up. All right. That's number 10. All right. So we got 10 walkouts to planks. I showed you 3 different variations of how to do it depending on the flexibility of your hamstring. If you want to improve your hamstring flexibility, there's another video for that coming up soon, or actually just check the check the my YouTube station. Now I'm gonna grab my pillow. So we're going to do sideline open books. Now today I'm going to demonstrate in one direction, but you do need to do both directions. Just for the sake of today, we're going to do one side. All right, so you're going to lay on a side, rest your head on a pillow. We are going to pull our knees up, not quite into fetal position, but at least a 90-degree bend in the hip. And we want a 90-degree bend in the knees, okay? And we want to keep our knees together. Our hips are going to stay stacked on top of each other for the most part. Knees are going to stay together, all right? Almost as though they're glued. There's going to be a little bit of play, but not a whole lot, all right? So we have a closed book here, and I'm going to rotate my rib cage, okay, open towards the floor. My hand moves with. All right, I'll go as far as I can comfortably go. If my hand touches the floor, great. The goal is to get this back shoulder to the floor. And then I'll come back, and we're gonna do 10 of these as well, all right? So you can even watch your hand with your head, with your eyes, as you open and as you close. That's number 2. And I'm gonna come again. Number 3. All right, if you notice, my knees are not opening, so we don't want to do this. So you don't want this movement. We want to keep the knees together so that the hips stay stacked. This is a great spinal rotation movement. All right, when you sit looking at your TV or your computer for hours upon hours, your thoracic spine gets really tight, your neck gets really tight, and then you call me for a massage appointment. All right. Call that number 6, and this will be number 7. And what you will find is as you go, it gets easier. All right, the first couple reps, you may notice that your shoulder doesn't come very close to the floor, or maybe your hand doesn't reach the floor. I have some folks that come to about here, and that's it. That's all they got. Well, guess what? That's fine. That's their 100%. And I will take that 100% any day. All right, so that's your open book. All right, you're gonna roll to the other side, do 10 more. All right, and then we'll move into the next one, which is a dying bug. All right, this dying bug is a great movement for your core activation. All right, again, when you're seated at a desk, a chair, couch, whatever the case may be, for a long period of time, you get stiff. Okay, your core deactivates. Because it doesn't have to work as hard, especially if you have something supporting your lower back. The other thing that happens is your spine gets compressed. And when that happens, your core kind of disengages as well, okay? So, don't need the pillow for this. We're gonna do some dying bugs. And it is just kind of what it sounds like. If you spray a bug with Raid, what happens? It dies. All right, so this is the end result, beginning and end result. This is our dead bug. We're gonna go opposite, alternating arm and leg. All right, so this is a brain exercise as well. You gotta think about it. All right, so I'm gonna move my left leg and my right arm. They're gonna extend, hover over the floor, and then they come back, and then I'm gonna switch. So now it's the right leg, left arm. All right, and we're gonna do 10 on each side. All right. Nice. This is number 3. This is number 4. Sorry, 3. 4. 5. As I extend, my navel is drawn in towards my spine. All right. My hip flexor here is working. My lower back is not rotating as I move. Okay, so you don't want your hips to be flipping all over the place as you move through this. The goal is to maintain a neutral spine on your lower back. If this is too much, then we can alternate, so we can regress. We can keep the knee bent and move that way. Okay? So this is if you have done no core work ever in your life. All right, no, just kidding. But this would be beginner. All right, and a little more advanced would be to extend the leg as you go. All right, I think that was about 10. I lost count, but you get the drift. All right, I'm gonna stretch my lower back out a little bit just because that feels really good. Always. All right, so there you have it. You got 3 movements that you can do every single day. Should probably take you maybe 5 minutes or so to get through those, no more than 10. They're something that everybody can do, anybody. I don't care what your fitness level is or what your age is. All right, no excuses there. Doesn't require any equipment. Try them out. Let me know what you think. All right, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it to a friend. Thank you for watching. Have a great one.